You think you have thoughts, that they arise inside you, that you control them, direct them, decide what to think and when. But what if that's the illusion? What if your thoughts aren't yours at all? What if thoughts have you? You don't think, you're being thought. Every word, every opinion, every internal narration, it shows up uninvited, and yet you identify with it. You call it me. You believe the voice in your head is who you are. But pause for a moment and ask yourself, did you choose that thought? Did you decide with full awareness to think it? Or did it simply appear like a pop-up window, triggered by something you didn't even notice? You weren't born with beliefs. You didn't come into this world thinking certain people were better than others, that love should hurt, or that your worth depended on your productivity. Those ideas were installed, repeated, reinforced, until they no longer felt like programming. They felt like personality. And once you mistake programming for personality, the game becomes invisible. You spend your life defending thoughts that never originated from your deepest self. Where do your thoughts actually come from? Memory, trauma, culture, media, family, teachers, algorithms, patterns repeated so often they carve grooves in your perception. The brain likes efficiency, not truth, so it recycles what's familiar. That is why your inner voice sounds so much like your mother, as judgment, or your father, as fear. That's why you still hear your coach's criticism or your teacher's doubt decades later. The voices you absorbed became the narrator of your life, and you never paused to ask if the narrator was even qualified to speak. This is how the illusion is maintained. Thoughts appear, and you believe them. You attach to them. You act on them. And in doing so, you strengthen the neural loops that make them return. Not because they're true, but because they're practiced. Your attention is the fertilizer, and the more you water a thought, the more real it becomes, even if it's poison. And here's the trap. When you identify with every thought that arises, you become a puppet, not a person, a mind-reactive machine. You react to everything. You're triggered by shadows. You argue with ideas you don't understand. You spiral into anxiety loops that started from nothing but a memory. You spend hours, days, years defending a self that's just a story made of language and sensation. So how do you wake up from this? You start by realizing, if you can observe a thought, you are not the thought. If you can witness it, you are not it. You are the one watching, the one who sees, the field of awareness through which the thought passes. And in that noticing, in that one holy pause between stimulus and reaction, the spell begins to break. You don't need to control your thoughts. You only need to stop mistaking them for truth. Watch them arrive. Watch them pass. Like clouds in the sky. Like radio stations playing in the background of your consciousness. You don't have to tune in. You don't have to believe the channel. You can just notice. And from that noticing, a deeper clarity emerges. A quiet intelligence. Not the voice of thought, but the presence underneath it. The stillness that doesn't speak in words but in knowing. That's you. That's always been you. Not the thoughts, but the one before the thoughts. The one watching. You're not here to be ruled by language. You're not here to echo other people's opinions. You're here to remember what you knew before the conditioning began. And that memory won't come from thinking more. It will come from thinking less, from sitting still, from listening without grabbing, from witnessing without judgment. You don't have thoughts. Thoughts have you, until you remember who you are. Then you become free. Not because the thoughts stop, but because you no longer mistake them for yourself. You are not the noise. You are the awareness that notices it. Return there, again, and again, and again, until the thoughts come and go, but you remain.